Welcome to my nightmare.
What's up, boys and ghouls? Welcome to another episode of Cinematic Nightmares. I'm your host, Mika G. And tonight we're heading to the 70s, back when horror came with velvet fits, voodoo rituals, and a whole lot of swagger. We're talking about Sugar Hill from 1974, a black exploitation horror classic where revenge is served cold and by zombies, apparently. It's stylish, eerie, criminally underrated, and this one gave us a badass black woman who didn't just serve horror, she ran with it. Now, y'all already know that I could not do this alone because this movie was everything. And tonight, I have with me someone who lives and breathes culture from the mic to the DJ booth to the boardroom. He is the founder of MPN Management or Network, also a storyteller, an MC, a curator of dopeness, and hands down one of my favorite people. Please welcome to Cinematic Nightmares, Mr. Al Pete.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
How are you feeling today?
I am good. How about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to get into somewhere. Well, I'm good though. I'm good. Everything is good. Everything is great. But we're about to get into some wildness with this one. Oh, before we start, what's your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie. So when you asked me this a while back, I had started thinking, and I got kind of stuck. So I guess I would say like the Friday the 13th like chains. Now maybe like after the fourth one, I was like, oh, okay, this is a little too much. But like the first three Jason's Friday the 13th, Jason was like that guy. Freddy Krueger was cool too. So I think I thoroughly enjoyed like horror movies when I was growing up versus like now or in my adult life, because I felt like horror for me turned into like suspense, and it almost came like some like reality type stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that was horror, it turned to be more real. So when I loved it back in the day, it was definitely like Friday the 13th, and then a strong Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
Well, obviously this one ain't on your favorite list.
Yeah. I didn't even know it exists while you playing. Well, listen, when you sent me you was like the Sugar Hill, and I was like, all right, so I'm gonna go and do my Googles or whatnot. But
Yeah.
then you came right back and was like, this Sugar Hill, not the Sugar Hill, like not that one.
No, because immediately when I say Sugar Hill, people automatically assume the Wesley Snipes movie, and I'm like, that's not a horror movie, y'all.
Yeah, it definitely isn't a horror movie.
Right. So
Right.
we are talking about Sugar Hill tonight. So let me set the stage for you, for those of you who have never seen this movie, or this may be your second time watching this movie, like it is for me. Houston, 1974. Diana Sugar Hill is living good until her man Langston, owner of Club Haiti, is killed for refusing to sell a racist mob boss named Morgan his club. But Sugar, she does grieve a little bit, but then she immediately gets to work and she links up with Mama Matrice, a local voodoo priestess, who introduces her to Baron Samdi, the spirit of death himself. Sugar makes a deal, and just like that, she's got a zombie army and at her beck and call. Every man involved in Langston's murder starts dropping like flies. Sugar doesn't blink. She pulls up, glammed up, calm, and stone cold. Whether it's pig pens or voodoo dolls, everybody gets theirs. And the cops, especially her ex, Lieutenant Valentine, worthless. Can't figure out what's happening, but Sugar, she's totally unbothered. It's horror, it's payback, it's black girl vengeance in fur and heels. So Pete, your first time watching this, was this a first time watch for you?
This was the first watch for sure.
What was your first impressions of this movie?
So I was thinking about the 70s. First off, did you say this was shot in Houston? Well, this was taken in Houston, or that was
Yes,
the
it
name?
was in Houston. They were in Houston.
Why did the whole movie? I must have missed that because the whole time I was like, "Where is this shot at?" Like I was like, it didn't say like a city, or I must have missed it. But thank you for that because I don't know. It just seemed like it was in an island somewhere or something. I
I
don't
thought
know,
it was in New Orleans
South
first.
America. Well, that would make sense too, especially with the voodoo action, the voodoo relevance. So my first thought, it was actually a cool watch, and made me want to go watch some more blaxploitation horror movies. In the middle of it, I kind of Googled what blaxploitation means, even though I know what it meant, but I was like, let me read it in the context of the movie. So just to see the importance and the relevance and the niches and stuff like that. So overall, without me like deep diving into like, because when I watch movies, I have a bad habit of like stopping and like Googling and like, let me just kind of do my research or whatever in the movie, which kind of killed it because you should watch it all the way through first, maybe. So I saw it in Google like twice, but I watched it and it was pretty cool, man. It was it wasn't nothing too tough. It wasn't nothing that I'd be like, no, we can't watch it again. I mean, I think from it being the 1970s, I think about the resources that we got now versus what they probably had then.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did the experimentation that they had to, the creativity that they had to dive into is like worth it. So, of course, looking at it now, you just be like, all right, those karate chops and those beat ups are kind of they kind of but oh man. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm probably gonna laugh this whole show.
As my motto is, we're here for a good time.
Okay, fair enough.
So this is a second watch for me.
Okay.
First time I watched it, I immediately started laughing as soon as the first song came on.
Supernatural voodoo.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I had to remind myself that it was the 70s. I had to remind myself that we are in the 70s and that it's that decade. And then of course this movie is because it is in the 70s, it is very cringy when it comes to some of the dialogue. The N-word gets thrown out there multiple times.
Oh yeah. Not by us either. Not by blacks either. So
right. And but there's also other slurs that are used in this movie by black people relating to other people. But overall, like, I'm very much like you, like it's not a movie that I wouldn't watch again, because and unlike most horror movies, this movie got straight to the killing. It was like, hey, take my man's out. We ain't even 5 minutes into the movie and Langston's dead. And we're like, okay, so what? And then Sugar is like, nope, wrap this up. Let everybody got to go.
Everybody gotta go.
So I love the fact that it was so fast paced, that it moved, and it moved at such a fast pace to you. You didn't give her time to grieve. Like, she cried over her man that night, and the next day she was at Mama Monty's house, like, hey, hook us up right now. Like, I'm very much like you. I would watch this again, just no time soon. I'm just throwing that out there. So, how did you feel about the actress that played Sugar?
She was cool. She was cool. Again, going into my blaxploitation type of dive, I was looking. You think about the characters and the ones that they represent, what they're playing, and all the characteristics and stuff like that. So I feel like she did the just do to be the lady that was, uh, the sure shot lady, the one that made sure that everybody got um put off.
Mm,
Um, and that whole like, what is it like Jackie Brown feel that type of
yes,
action? Yeah, I mean,
coffee.
yeah, she kind of she embodied that joint, man. I mean, I think she did a good job. Who the actor who I was when I saw the credits or whatever, when I was reading the credits beforehand, it was Richard Lawson.
Mhm.
I was like, damn, man, like this guy, he been around for like a minute.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just looking at him and seeing, the way that he was acting, and I guess kind of looking at it how he is now in current time.
Mhm.
So I think he did good. I think everybody did good. Now the guy, I don't know the guy's name, but he had the slugs in his mouth. He was the ringleader for the zombies.
Oh, you talking about Don Omar Pedro? I think that's you talking about the dude that played the leader of the zombie kid. The oh
Yeah.
my okay, so yeah, Don
First,
Omar Pedro.
first off, I was like, it's 1974, and he slugged out. I'm talking about like slugged all the way out, like golds and all that in his mouth. I'm like, all right, so he the G. I think he did a really good job. I think he was like my favorite person in the movie.
I honestly liked him too because he was so over the top. All like in every scene, he's like, my boss told me to come pick you up, sir. When he was in the taxi cab.
The way that he carried off the lady at the end, that was very dramatic. That was so dramatic, yo.
It's the 70s. I mean, it almost it I and almost gave a King Kong type feel to it. The way she was kicking her legs
Oh
and
yeah,
screaming and trying to make it seem like, oh, this big black man is taking me away. And it's like, nah, girl, you got sold to the devil.
right,
Don't
right.
even worry about it.
Yeah. So his character, I liked it the best because I can imagine people back in the day watching him and him because he was in fairly all the scenes, right? That
Yeah.
when he was in some kind of way, like even when he was at the pool hall, he was the one he was shooting pool and he looked up like, yeah, we about to get you, and like,
I think he was almost like Sugar's right hand man. You know what I'm saying? Even though
oh
he's the
yeah,
one that, conjured the zombies, which by the way, the zombies are not all the way throughout this entire movie. And the zombies aren't really zombies. They are like they're not zombies in the sense of they don't eat flesh. They're like zombies in the sense that they do Sugar's bidding and they
right,
do zombies bidding. So it's a different type of zombie. So you have to think like more of like Haiti traditions and things like that, and voodoo
okay,
traditions when it comes to those type of zombies. Those zombies literally showed up and Sugar was like, "Yeah, chop them up in the
right.
warehouse."
Well, I know I want to say somebody mentioned like the undead or something like that. Would that be associated with those zombies? I don't
Correct.
know what they meant when they said undead. It was a police officer. It was Richard Lawson. I forgot his Valentine. That was his
Yep.
name in the
Yep.
movie.
Mhm.
Him and
The professor he was talking to.
yeah, he said something about the undead, and I was like, is he talking about the zombies, the people that with the look like they flies in the eyes or whatever?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
That so even though the synopsis says that they are zombies, technically they are the undead. They are the ones that they rise from, of course they're dead people, but they rise from the graves and they just do zombie and Sugar's biddings. And like when the zombie showed up in the massage parlor, what? Okay. He was like, the zombie was scratching on his back And he was like, I don't like that. And I was like, sir, at this point, you should have turned around.
Right.
You should have turned around as soon as she started scratching.
He was like, your hands are cold. I was like, what? Like, and he just kept sitting there, be gentle or whatever he was saying. I was like, ooh. And then when if I would have felt multiple hands, I would have been like, even though she did say something about like the girl, like it's a slow night, so she led into it perfectly. But still, I mean, if you've been going there for everywhere, what did it say, every Thursday for like 6 months?
Yep.
You mean tell me you get a second pair of hands and they cold and they scratch you, so to say? I would have been looking up.
I'm paranoid when I get massages anyway, so I always got to look at the person when they first come in. Like, oh, okay. You want to make sure Ben didn't walk in.
Right, you lock it.
Watching you. Oh, you relax. Okay, I'll relax now.
Because I done saw you.
Oh, do you believe that Sugar is an anti-hero?
Anti-hero.
Or is she a scream queen? I mean, definitely not a scream queen, but is she like is she a final girl or is she the anti-hero in this one?
Good question. I mean, I don't think she was an anti-hero. No. Part of that is because of her relationship with the cop. like if the cop was more involved, because we don't even know what happened to the cop. Like at the end, like the cop just his leg got pierced because of the voodoo action, and then we don't know what happened after that. Like she left the hospital, and that was the last time we heard or seen of the guy. But I think if he would have been more involved and like kind of found her in that space when she was like, if he would have found out that she was doing all the killings and stuff like that, and probably had this little moment in time, then she probably would have been like the anti-hero.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't think she was anti-hero. I think she was just getting revenge and like, and I'm thinking about I keep referencing back the blaxploitation aspect of it. Like I keep referring back to that because, blaxploitation, man, it's all about
Revenge.
yeah, it's like the revenge that some of us or most of us or probably all of us would like to see, you know what I'm saying, portrayed in the movie and the film, and it has that underlying message in it. So those messages were definitely like kind of subtle in the movie, but yeah, like I said, I think if it would have been more dealings with the cop and the cop being nosy, if he would have been more nosy and found out, then it would have been an anti-hero situation.
I would have to agree. And the reason is the same reason that you're saying, because the cop is not. When I tell you he is useless, this man is useless, y'all. Like he is. So,
Yeah, explain you explain the useless part.
He's so useless because he's just like he knows when he finds out that it has to deal with voodoo, and he finds out that Mama Matrice is related to Sugar, right? He shows up on the property and was like, "Hey, can I talk to Mama Matrice?" And she's like, "Nah, you can't do that." And he's like, as a cop, I would have been like, "Hey, I got a warrant to talk to your grandma." You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like she's involved in this. Like when I tell you this man was probably the worst detective. I don't even know how to make detective, but he was probably like one of the worst detectives. I ain't gonna say the worst detective I've ever seen in a movie. I say he's top. Like he's up there. Like he kept asking her questions. He's like, "Hey, so you heard about these deaths?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Really? So you weren't gonna take, but it's because they had that history together. They were romantic partners at one point in time. He was like, "Okay, well, I'm not. I'm just gonna let you slide."
Right. Kind of easy on her, whatever. Yeah.
Right? Because it when you put two and two together, her boyfriend dies at the hands of these men, and now all of a sudden Morgan's men start dying. Make it make sense. Like even me as a detective, like, yeah, go ahead and put your hands behind your back. I'm gonna need to take you to the station for some questioning because ain't no way.
Right.
Ain't no way. So we already talked about zombie and you already talked about his gold teeth. Do you think in this do you think in this movie they handled voodoo with real respect, or was it just more vibes and visuals?
More vibes and visuals, and a part of that is because I don't necessarily know too much about how voodoo works like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every time I see voodoo, it's always like this. I guess I don't want to say facade, but facade or how they go. Like it was funny how like when she said she was like, you know, what is she said don't kill him, but you know, like hurt him, but don't kill him or whatever. And then like he
Oh, talking
just
about the cop.
yeah, he just fell over like, "Ooh." Like he lives with the cigarettes in his head, dropped
And
them it all.
it froze right before he was about to hit the
I was like, it got to be a matches when he fell over there or something because it was ridiculous. But like, it just it was just a hint of like what we think that it is or what we've been told it is. So it's nothing like even with him going to like the voodoo school or whatever. Like, I was just like, this is so like. I mean, I don't think nobody go no darn school, you know what I'm saying, to be reading like no books or nothing like that. And I don't know, it seemed very vibish for sure. It's interesting.
I mean, honestly, I'm very much like you. I don't know much about voodoo, but you know, just even them summoning zombie, like, you know, it was stand behind this tree, he gonna eventually show up. Like, what?
Right,
Like,
right.
you know, I mean, I've seen movies like Skeleton Key and and Serpent in the Rainbow. Serpent in the Rainbow. I've seen movies where they actually held voodoo rituals, you know, on, you know, circle on the ground. They, you know, chicken bones and things like that. And it was just for them, it was just like, okay, let's just call his name and he'll show up. And
Well,
my
they did
man
have
did.
that. They did have the little fake chicken bone crawl up that guy body. Like they had that, and they had the circle thing. But outside of that, it wasn't really. It wasn't like it wasn't believable. It wouldn't make me go back and be like, let me go put a circle on the floor and with a image of you and burn something.
I'm gonna use this voodoo doll to make you stab yourself.
Right. And he was sitting there like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then next thing you know, he just like, oh yeah, that probably is like, I don't know. Well, we ain't getting to that part yet, so I'll wait till you ask that.
No. What part? What part we?
I want to say that part, that actual part that we're talking about when he stabbed himself. That was like kind of like I would say top 3 wildest of the wildest of the deaths. I was like, is he really finna stick himself? Like, and I thought about stick yourself, Tony. You know, the Mac, another blaxploitation movie, and I was like, oh, he about to really stick himself, and yeah, it was interesting.
So every time throughout the whole movie, I ain't gonna hold you. So we might as well get into it. This movie had some of the wildest moments and some of the craziest kills. So, Pete, I'm gonna let you go first. What was your favorite kill? And let's start with kills first. What was your favorite kill in this movie?
The favorite killing? Favorite killing was actually the massage joint.
Oh man.
That was yours too?
That was mine too.
Okay, yeah, that was very wild how that occurred. Like, and again, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset if I saw this for the first time in the 70s. So, you know, me doing this over analytical stuff, I was trying not to do. But in my mind, I'm like, I could just imagine sitting in this theater being like, what is really about to happen? Like, you know, he was gonna die, but the way that he was gonna die was just interesting. and it was just like all these fingernails and all this stuff. And then next thing you know, he finally turns around.
Yes.
Finally turns around after he gets like 20 nails on him, and then he gets like choked out. And I was just like, oh, it was almost like that's it.
Honestly, all these kills was kind of like, that's it. Like, especially like the pig pen scene, because you don't even see what happens. You hear it. And then, Sugar's just sitting up there swinging some, some cups back and forth. But you don't never see it. You just hear everything. So you're just left to your own imagination about what these pigs did to him. Which, by the way, pigs would never devour you that fast. Just throwing that out there. It would take time.
I was thinking the same thing too. And even to go back to like the first killing, I was like, they didn't even kill old boy. Langston?
They knocked him out.
Oh, so he died unconscious.
No, so I'm like you. When she was like, oh my God, they killed him. I was like, girl, they didn't beat him enough.
Right. Because they would show like not kicking him like hard.
Right. If they had put his head like through the windshield or one of the glasses on the door or something like that, I'd be like, yeah. Langston's going to be he gone.
You'd be like, yeah, he did. Yeah, he gone.
Go on, put your black on. We finna have a funeral.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like my wildest one. My wildest kill was definitely the massage. And then I would say next would be the voodoo, when the guy would, he sat down or whatever and stabbed himself.
I'm not gonna repeat what Sugar said to this dude before he got chopped up by the zombies, but I also like, I like everything that led up to the dude getting chopped up by the zombies. Like,
yo.
He's like, you got a pretty nice ass. I was like, oh, you about to die, bro. Oh, you about to die.
And then he hit her too. Like, I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, he trying it.
Got to go.
Yeah. He gotta die.
That wasn't my favorite kill. My favorite kill was definitely the massage table kill. Because dude was like, I don't like that. I said I don't like that. Like, dude, just turn around. Just turn around. Turn around.
And he did not turn around. Like, he actually was sitting there like he was enjoying it. And I'm like, dude. He said, your hands are cold. I was like, oh Lord, cold, zombie, dead, undead, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, turn around, sir. Please turn around.
I mean, any normal person, and again, thinking it through the 70s lens, maybe they like cold hands. I don't. You put your cold hands on me, I'm immediately turning around. I'm gonna cuss you out. Don't touch me. Hey, I'm gonna need you to go put your hands in the hand warmer real quick. Don't touch me.
And they weren't even scratching him that hard either. When he was like, stop scratching me hard, it ain't like he was getting scratched that hard.
I think they was afraid to pop off the press-on nails. So they didn't look like they was digging in his skin. I think I probably, and I'm assuming that the original script probably called for them to be digging into his back. You know what I'm saying? Versus, right. And then when they realized that the press-on nails kept popping off, they was like, all right, just act like you just aggressively scratching his back. But I mean, we'll get into that later as well too, because that's one of my things that I would love to see if this movie got remade. So let's jump into the wildest moments in this movie, and there are plenty.
Wildest moments in the movie.
I mean, we kind of already talked about the one when he fell down the stairs, when she was like, don't hurt him. He was like, all right, say less. Boop. Ew.
I'm talking about the way it is.
Down the stairs.
The way they slow-moed it too, it was ridiculous. I was like it gave us the opportunity to say, ew. Like, ew.
Since this was my second time watching it, that's exactly what I did. As soon as I saw it, I was like, ew.
You gotta lean into it too. Ew.
Right.
Oh, let me see. Wildest. Was that okay? So when it was at the construction,
Mm-hmm.
that's when the killing started.
Yes. Yeah.
So was the head separate? Was separate like in another place from the body?
Yeah. They chopped them up.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
They
cool.
chopped them up.
So yes, that was a wild moment right there. The wild moment was when old boy got slapped with the black guy when the black guy worker got slapped by the guy and then he gave him his money. And I was like, what? I was like, what is this? Like it was funny, like he stood up, I guess, for the union or whatever.
Yeah.
He
He's like, I ain't paying
stood
for
up.
no job. He was like,
Whack, and then he fell to the ground, and then everybody else around him was just standing there. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, and he got up and then dug in his pocket and then gave him the money. Like, what was the? I
the
don't.
fool.
I didn't understand that part at all. Now that part was wild. Like it was
I
so
think.
because they talked about that at the locker. They
Yes, they
had this
did.
conversation at the locker before they put them hard hats on. They said, "All right, Jimmy, you gonna stand up for us, right? Man, I got y'all, man. I got y'all. We gonna put our feet down on this one." And then he walked up there. And he said it so calm, man. I ain't
I ain't paying for no job.
Here you
You
go.
gonna learn today.
He had a ew moment too. Like when he got slapped.
All the way to the ground.
And what were the other people doing? But like they were just standing there. Then all of them just walked off. When he gave the money, he just walked off. I was like, golly, this is very wild.
It's because the guy worked for the head, for the head dude, and
Right.
they basically was telling him like, hey, you gotta pay us in order to work.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Right. So that
Okay.
that was that was why he was like, I ain't paying for no work. And he was like, yes, you
Right.
are. And he was like, you know what? You right. I got $20.
Right. Here my money right here.
Right.
And they just walked off and started working. That was crazy.
Insane.
So wild. So that was a wild moment for sure.
I have one.
Go for it.
It was the fight scene between Sugar and the other lady. And the bartender, like you gotta you gotta go back and pay attention to the bartender. The bartender is like, he's like, oh snap.
He looked like he
Oh,
was enjoying it too.
he was like, oh, it's Sugar's fighting again. Like that's how it looked. That's how it looked. And then to add insult to injury, he picks up the bucket from behind the bar and hands it to Sugar, and she dumps ice onto the lady, and she puts it back, and he's like, all right, yep, I'll fill that up later.
I don't know what she was throwing at. She was throwing that ice at her like as she was walking out the door.
Right. She was already gone. Who are you throwing ice at?
Right. Now she
That
was
was
a little hussy too.
a
That using our word loosely.
but she definitely got put in her place, which he was like, she was like, I don't know who she thinks he said, well, everybody knows what you are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
because she got jealous because he obviously he was peeping Sugar. Sugar looks really, really good in this movie. Like she's fit, she's giving very much Pam Grier energy. Her
Yeah.
afro is perfectly circular, and this lady was jealous of her. She felt some type of way about her. So what other wild moments you got?
Uh Damn, there's so many wild moments. Yeah, between that and then I'm still stuck on the fact that oh boy, when he got stuck and fell down there and what you call it? The step that was super wild to me because I'm thinking to myself like this happened like very quick. Like they had a conversation about it, right? And then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden it just happened right then and there. I'm like, damn, that timing was crazy. Like you would think that he would have did it like 10 o'clock at night or whatever. It was like, nah, we're gonna catch him at like 2:45 when he going to lunch.
I think we didn't know he was walking down the stairs. Ew.
We
And
didn't
then he
even
gets
know we didn't know it was upstairs in a building. Like it just so happened to be upstairs.
right. And then he's in the hospital. He's like, I know my leg is broke, but I don't know how.
Yeah, he said.
Sir,
Did he say something about the doctors couldn't find out why her?
yes. Why his leg was broken.
Sorry.
Sir, worst detective. Worst detective ever. Ew. Down.
Matter of fact,
I just
hey, I'm gonna get a screenshot of that shot where he and I'm gonna just use it randomly. Yo. I'm just gonna say I'm probably gonna send it to you on just on a random day. I'm be like, good morning.
Ew. You should do a voiceover over it.
And the way he fell, he looked so crippled. He was like
Right.
he was kind of folded over, and you saw like the cigarette box kind of just.
And I've seen plenty of movies where people fell down the stairs. I ain't never seen nobody fall like that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? When did she become a photographer?
Oh, listen. Okay. I wanted to talk about that. I was like,
She became a photographer out of the blue. I was like, the profession check. Okay.
but she wasn't even in front of the screen. She was literally taking pictures outside, like where she was, the angle that she was at. She wasn't even focused on the screen that the models were standing in front of. Like they caught all the side stuff.
Right.
How you editing that in the 70s? I mean, I can understand us editing it now. I'll go on Photoshop and get rid of all that. But I'm just saying, like, how's she editing that back in the 70s? And then the way she was taking the picture, she's like, oh, yes, keep moving. Oh, you good? Oh, yeah, no, lady.
And then she was like, "Yeah, I might as well take a break." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Oh, okay. So speaking of that, why did she put the $10,000 in the box with the guy? Well, she could have just kept the 10,000 and made him pay like another 10,000 or something like that. And he was in a box with, box with snakes. Which the snake thing was funny to me because at the beginning of the movie, I saw that snake, the guy was dancing with the snake. I was like, "Oh Lord," because I didn't think it was voodoo with all this, right? So when I saw the snake and I saw them doing the dances, I was like, "Okay, this might be leaning towards that," but I didn't want to assume. So yeah, I just kept seeing the image of a snake. I'm like, ugh, okay. But
Maybe she
yeah,
didn't
she
want
put
that blood money. Listen, this is the 70s. This movie this movie made no sense, okay? I got the revenge part, black exploitation, got it. Revenge. But her putting the money in the box with the dude, why?
That was very wild, yo.
I would have just left him in there with the snakes and been walking off with my money. Like,
right.
Make my way downtown to the bank.
Listen, that $10,000 would have been dead on me. I mean, she got the money anyway because he was asking for what, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he put the money in the box. She put the money in the box with the guy. I'm like, okay, that what the snake's gonna eat it or what?
They say you can't take it with you. She was like, yes, you can.
Supernatural voodoo.
So, do you think if someone wanted to remake Sugar Hill today, could it be done?
Yeah, it could. Of course, it would need to be a little bit more context. For sure. Like we definitely need to find out what's up with the detective.
Yeah.
Like we need a finalization or a final aspect of that. Like, does it happen to be what I'm thinking about? Set it off. Remember set it off when Blair Underwood saw old girl on the bus?
Yes, yeah.
It'd be something like that. Like I think we seeing something like that would make it a little more believable. Yeah, I think I add a little stuff to it. I would definitely keep it at an hour and 30 minutes. I would not do a 2 hour type of joint. Like this could be definitely like a cool B movie that you can watch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have to go to the theaters. It can go
Mm.
straight to, Tubi or something
Be a
like that.
Tubi movie. Be a Tubi movie. Yeah,
Well,
I
you
can
know
see that.
what? Well, yeah, not to get too deep into it, but yes, I can see a remake of it, but I don't see it being like, you know what I'm saying, like this big old thing. Like it don't have to be like this movie promoted like crazy. Just go straight to streaming services and get some good actors in there, and the effects will be, the effects that we use now will be pretty cool.
Definitely. And that goes into what I was saying before, like the massage parlor scene, instead of him being just lightly scratched on the back, like these zombies are digging into his skin, and like and pulling. And at first he's like, it's a scratch, like they're scratching. And then he's like, I don't like that. Stop that. I told you I don't like that. But then eventually, like, he don't get a chance to turn around. Like, it's just them just digging into his back and causing a bloody mess in there.
Or
And
or it can be like how I had, I haven't had a chance to talk about Sinners because I feel like everybody and mama's still trying to watch Sinners, which
I've done
whatever,
3
but
episodes about it.
huh?
I've done 3 episodes
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So if that's the
on
case,
different
you listen.
podcasts.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm about to say when you listen to know. So the part where on Sinners, remember they was having a little makeout scene or whatever with
Mhm.
and it started off sensual, but then it
Oh,
turned into
yeah.
like something like that in a massage, and that scene would make it more believable. Like
Or like
maybe
a
if he,
happy ending type thing.
yeah, like
But we need to
instead of the
rewrite this movie.
instead
You
of the
know,
cold
some
hands, it'll be I mean, you're in a massage parlor, so
yeah.
the hands would be a little bit warm or just be more believable. Like he would really, really get into it, and then like a bam, you know what I'm saying, like a ooh, that type of situation.
It definitely would be no ew moments in the well, actually, no way. I would definitely leave in the scene where he fell down the steps, but I would show him tumbling all the way down so we can get that so we can get that ew moment all the way down to the ground. And I would play it in and I would have it go in slow motion just like the original movie.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Bam, 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 bam. Just see him tumbling on the ground.
And then
Yeah.
lay out flat.
Right. Like when he get on the ground, the arms still be up. And
Yeah.
then when he fall on the ground, just be like,
Ew.
"Ooh."
Ugh.
Yeah.
And then that
Yeah.
way, I mean, I also did. I know we're talking about remaking the movie, but whenever he was in the hospital, you fell down some stairs. You mean the only thing that was broken on you was your leg, dude? You had to hit your head. You should have had a bandage around your head. Your arm should have been one of your arms should have been broken. I
Right.
mean, I guess obviously if you fell down awkwardly because the way like we said, he kind of tucked and rolled into it. He was like, "Eee."
Right. Like he fell. He's the way that he fell straight on his face. So his face should have been like bruised, arm should have been broke. I mean, depending on how far up the steps he was, he probably would have bruised his back or something like I don't know. It just should have been a little bit more pain on there.
Yeah, we didn't see how far he was up. We just saw that he was coming down the stairs, and then they put him in that electric wheelchair.
Which that was weird. It was like 1974. I don't think. Well, I don't know. He a cop, so he might have got special rights on that. They might have had been trying to
That's wild.
electronic out of something. I don't
He
know.
was in an electric wheelchair that was used for people that are paralyzed,
Fair enough.
and he only had a broken leg. Y'all
Right.
couldn't put him in the hospital bed that was sitting right there
Yeah.
because that
Like
would
he
have made
just
more sense.
right because he definitely was like doing willies in the room.
he was doing donuts.
Right. Yeah.
And the nurse was like, sir, can you please stop? Don't do that. Do you? I know we're talking about remake. Do you think they should keep the '70s aesthetic for the remake? Should it still keep the 70s vibe, or should it be more modern, and instead of, Langston getting beat up in the parking lot, he gets shot?
Good question. I'll probably say keep it 70s aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if somebody watched it, if it was made in modern day, I think a lot of people would probably think like, oh well, you know, he a AI. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, this is not believable. It just people put too much technology, ideology or theories into it. So I think if you kept it at the 70s aesthetic, it would be more like it'd be more appealing to like that style. Because again, like I mentioned earlier, like the whole horror that turned for me, horror turned into suspense, and
mm,
suspense was more like this is like the real deal. So after a while, all the stuff that I grew up on was it definitely seemed fake versus like
yeah.
when I watched Seven. Now that was my first like suspense I ever watched, the movie Seven, and I was like, this is too close to life. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they would have did it modern way, it would probably kind of throw off the aesthetic a little bit. So I feel like just keep it at like the 70s for sure.
I thought more so like, if we were going to do it more modern, it
Mhm.
would be, obviously to the times where it's mostly gun violence that takes, a person out. But I know I said he would get shot, but I would probably change that. I would probably keep in the fact that he gets beat up, because people do die from getting beat up. Something that,
For sure.
they get hit with something wrong, or they get hit, you know, in the head, and next thing you know, they're no longer with us. So if I did make it more modern, I probably would have took the guns out of it, and just made it to where, you know, he owns a nightclub just like Club Haiti, but more of a hip hop, club.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sugar is, his girl, she's, part owner, that, still keep that. But I would definitely make the voodoo piece of it so much darker. Like I would lean all the way
All
into the
into it.
horror. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would go all horror. Like, and no, I'm not gonna have this man. Oh, I don't want to. No, no, I don't want to stab myself. No, no. Like he ain't even like. It's not going to be him saying I'm not going to stab myself. It's going to be, him struggling, trying to, stop it. But he ain't going to say he's not going to try to stab it. He's not going to stab himself, because baby, you about to stab yourself.
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
there's no fighting. Like I would, if I remade this movie, I would lean so deep into the, and with respect to the voodoo culture, and doing it respectfully, and not putting a bad name on voodoo, because I love and speaking of sinners, I love the way Ryan Coogler leaned into like haints, and the spirituality of like the African American culture. So if I redid this movie, I'm taking a cue from Ryan Coogler. Like
Right.
it's gonna be so
Right.
much respect on it, to the point where you're gonna be like, oh man, Sugar did that. Like, and
Mhm.
I would. That's how I would read. And Lieutenant Valentine wouldn't be so useless.
Listen,
At some point, she would have been at the police station.
right. At least for questioning or something. Like,
Right.
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, that's
questioning you.
wild.
I'm gonna question you at your club. First death, I'm questioning you at the club. Second death, I'm gonna need you to put your hands behind your back and come to the station.
Right.
The third one, now I'm looking for you. But then by
Right.
then he done fell down the stairs.
Right. Right.
Ew.
Done
It's
deal. Like you can't even do it. I would need to send somebody else to get you.
right, right. And
Ew.
I would give him I would have gave him a partner, because most detectives now have partners.
For sure.
I don't know if that was not a thing in the 70s, or they just decided not to write that in the movie, but yeah, I would have gave him a partner. So then, like when he fell down the stairs, his partner would have went and told Sugar, like, "Hey, Valentine's in the hospital." Well, oh my God, what happened? He fell down the
Right.
stairs. And
Right.
then I don't even think she didn't find out. How did she find out he was? Well, no, he probably called her and was like, "Hey, I'm in the hospital." And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm on my way. What happened?" Oh,
Right.
my leg is broke. He didn't even tell her that he fell down the stairs. He just told her that her leg. He just like, my leg is broke. Doctors
Right.
don't know how it happened. You fell down the stairs.
Right.
How else would it happen? All the way down the stairs. So it's time for Did You Know?
Okay.
Did you know the Voodoo Museum in the movie is actually the Heights branch of the Houston Public Library? It was built in 1925. It's a
Okay.
real life historical landmark.
So say, all right, you said the Voodoo.
Museum was actually a public library. Hence all the
Oh,
books.
okay. Okay.
So I know you was like, there's no voodoo play. No, they created a voodoo museum for this movie
In a library. Okay.
in a library. So hence
Okay.
all the books.
Gotcha.
This was the last horror movie that Robert Corey made for the American International Pictures. He had been their horror guy for 4 years. He was also in Blackula, Scream Blackula. I want to say he was in the original Blackula movie. So he was in a lot of black exploitation movies, horror movies. And this was his last film with this company.
Okay. Did he do other horror movies elsewhere or?
I have to look that up.
Mm.
When you send me the EU video, I'll let you know. So Zara Colley, who played Mama Matrice, she is best known as Mother Jefferson from The Jeffersons.
So, Mother Jefferson from Jefferson. I'm trying to think. Like, is that who mom was it?
Mr. Jefferson's mom.
Okay.
The little
okay.
short old lady.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, but I was trying to think of her being in the Jefferson movie because I think I read that somewhere and I was like, I don't remember her being on it, but I mean, she was a witch, I guess, in here versus the mom.
You couldn't really tell it was her in this movie because her hair was all wild and she had on the makeup, all that good stuff.
I gotcha. Let
So
me see.
Charles Robinson, who played Fabulous, which is a horrible name for a person, he was later Mac in Night Court. You ever watch Night Court?
That's where I know him from. Okay. That's where I know him from.
You want a list of TV theme songs? Night Court is number 5 for me.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
That saxophone gonna do it every time.
Oh man. Okay. So that I was looking at him. I'm like, I know him from somewhere, but yes, he was in Night Court. Yep.
Night Court. This was for my hip hop heads. And I hope I'm saying this right. MF Doom.
Yes.
He also was known as King Ghidorah.
Okay.
He sampled this movie on his album Take Me to Your Leader.
What?
Yes. I don't know if he sampled the Supernatural Voodoo Woman. Yeah. I'm just gonna put that in rotation.
That's crazy. MF Doom was watching this too. May his soul rest in peace. But yeah, I'm sure I can totally see MF Doom and a lot of hip hop people watching this movie for sure.
I mean, they get a lot of their samples for their albums from classic movies, like, you know. I could definitely see him sampling this movie. I mean, especially that first song.
Yep.
The first song was, as soon as it came on, I laughed, but then I was like, it's actually contagious.
It's actually
and then they played it at the end of the movie too.
Supernatural voodoo woman.
I was like, oh, and then two people was like, you want to watch it? No, I don't want to watch that movie. I want to listen to the song.
Listen, they gave that credit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and find this and yeah. But listen, hip hop got me, was one of the main reasons why I watched the Mac and even knew what blaxploitation was. Like, like nobody really told me what blaxploitation was until hip hop. And hip hop was referencing all these movies like the Jackie Browns and definitely the Mac. Like it was
Yeah.
so many samples from the Mac. So
And Shaft.
Shaft, yeah, that too. So MF Doom watching Sugar Hill is not surprising to me at all.
Yeah. And when I because I get all of my did you knows from IMBD. I hope I'm saying that right. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's great because I have a person who knows hip hop music coming on the show. Look at me doing my thing.
And
Okay.
that's crazy. I mean, I can't know everything hip hop, but I'm glad that it was introduced to me. So now I got to do my little deep dive and then do the things with it. Yeah.
Nice. So, final thoughts on this movie. Why do you think Sugar Hill still holds up today? Like we're talking black exploitation movies, and what makes it matter to the black community?
The whole I'm just gonna umbrella it with the whole exploitation movies. That aspect of it. I mean, it showed us winning, you know what I'm saying? Regardless if it was kind of, not in a good sense or whatever, but it definitely showed us winning because how we was portrayed, previously in decades prior to this, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have the best light. So
Yeah.
seeing seeing these stars, these black people that look like us be winners or be in these positions, even with Valentine, like seeing a black guy as a cop, you know what I'm saying? It still was a good look. So I think when we think about like black movies in that sense that has like that black power type of feel to it. Um, and I gotta do my research too a little bit more. I want to do it after watch this movie because I always wondered why black people like horror so much. Um, and maybe you can school me on that. I mean, as far as like there's this type of identity when it comes to like horror, and I've heard a lot of people talk about that with what's the movie? Golly, it only had one season.
Oh,
Uh
Lovecraft Country.
yeah, so like when that came about, it was like this whole conversation about black people in horror movies and just, us being in sci-fi, that type of thing. So I think, this movie is a it's a good it's a good addition to like the whole catalog that we have of the work that we've done and shows us in a good light. Again, regardless if it was a a bad light or
Revenge
somewhat
is revenge, no matter how small.
right. And it was cool, it was cool to see, you know, see us victorious. I'll just leave it at that for sure. So um the black woman too, man. I'd love to see the black woman just be victorious, man. I'm a big supporter of black women
Nice.
um getting their just due, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool to see the black woman in that space. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. My final thoughts is just the whole the black exploitation uh phenomenal about it. Like it fits perfectly with all the other ones that I've seen.
And as the best, I would say in reference to what you asked before, why do black people love horror movies? There's a documentary called Black Noir. I think sorry, it might be, I'll get it to you. But it's a documentary about black people in horror movies and
Mhm.
why black people love horror so much. Because often horror, when it comes from a black perspective, especially like the black exploitation movies, it shows our struggles, but we always come out victorious in those movies. And it's, for me, I will say personally, I love horror movies because it's the getaway. Like it's the getaway from real life. Like everything that's happening outside of my door is nothing compared to, me watching Freddy versus Jason or watching Sinners. Like Sinners has now become my comfort movie because I mean, although I didn't grow up in 1933, I still was like, I still relate to these characters because they look like me. But yeah, like there's that documentary that you can watch, and I think that's how I got introduced to Sugar Hill, was
Okay.
through that documentary, because they talk about, black films throughout the years. We started with Dwayne Jones in Night of the Living Dead, and that was the first time that a black man was the lead
Mm-hmm.
in a horror movie, and actually I think in any movie, if
Right.
I'm correct. So it was good to see. It was good for black, and my parents told me that they went and saw that movie in the movie theaters, and it scared the hell out of them.
Mm. Mm.
But it was good for them because they got to see a black man be the lead actor, even though they did my man so dirty in the end.
Mm.
But
That's
yeah,
interesting. No, it's interesting. And like I said, I'm gonna do more research on it and see. Definitely send me that documentary so I can check it out or whatnot. But um, I don't know. It's definitely some type of magic there. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Wow, it was a magic there when I watched this movie. Like outside of the wildest moments and all that stuff, you know, I could find myself and probably others found themselves cheering for Sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like really
most definitely.
like identifying with Sugar. I mean, I'm sure somebody was probably thinking her and Valentine would probably end up together. You know, all these things, you know what I'm saying? She becomes like this entrepreneur, more of an entrepreneur, because
Hmm.
obviously she does photography in her spare time.
Badly,
Yeah, yeah.
badly.
So it was a good little bit of magic there. And it
Yes.
definitely adds to we probably can pick like 4 or 5 other movies that we can center around it. Just like how we can do um I'm going out of the genre for now, but like, we think about black movies. Like if we say, Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like we can find 5 relatable movies that will all of them will uphold each other. So not sure exactly what movies will uphold with this, but I know we can go in that list. I mean, I could put the Mac with this. I could put the Mac with if I had to pick 5 movies that orbited around Sugar Hill. I definitely would put like the Mac and you know what I'm saying around it, and it will hold just as much weight.
If I had to put a movie with Sugar Hill that was like based off basically the same, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with voodoo in this movie, but it's JD's Revenge. And
Mm,
the movie is about a guy who gets possessed by a gangster who gets killed,
mm,
and he takes over his body. And probably another great black exploitation movie that you could watch. That's a horror movie. And it's he enters this guy's body and he gets his revenge. And
mm,
then it's a possession movie. There's another one that they call it The Black Exorcist. It's called
mm.
Abby. And
Okay.
it's I've watched it and I was like, I mean, it's not a revenge movie. It's clearly The Black Exorcist.
Hmm.
So I did watch it and I was like, I can see why, the production company for The Exorcist tried to sue to say, hey, stop copying our movie,
All right.
because it was better in their eyes, it was better than The Exorcist.
Hmm.
But it was made by black people, and they was like, what you're not gonna do is steal our money. And so they ended
Wow.
up pulling that movie from theaters. But yeah, those, if I had to put those in the same vein as, Sugar Hill, those would be the 2 movies, because it shows us we can do anything, psychological, supernatural, all of that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they will try to, especially in the 70s, that's the reason why black exploitation movies existed, is because these other and I was about to say labels, these other movie companies didn't want to work with black people. So black people
Right.
was like, we'll create our own.
Right. Right.
And then they see it and they're like, copyright strike. What you doing?
Right. Right. Mm.
So with that being said, I want to thank you for coming on to Cinematic Nightmares and dropping all I every ew is I'm leaving in. Every ew. I'm leaving
I want to
in.
say to the listeners, my apologies on bringing that joke up. It's maybe we should put it in the show notes. I don't know, but it fit perfectly with the conversation that we had. I feel like,
And a lot of people probably don't know where we got the joke from.
right?
It's if you don't follow Tony Baker on Instagram, that's who we got it from, because he posted a video. And I remember, I think I shared it with you. I think I shared it with you first. And it was the
Yeah.
guy getting shot, and he was like, ew. And so that's where the joke comes from. And so anytime me and Pete see a video where something is happening in slow motion, it's like www.
Oh yes.
But no, I would definitely put that in the show notes, that all the ew jokes are from Tony Baker.
Right.
And I'm not trying to plug Tony Baker, but if you don't follow Tony Baker, you need to go follow Tony
Please
Baker.
do. He's hilarious.
He's hilarious. And
Yeah.
but why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Indeed. First off, thank you so much for having me on the show. Greatly appreciate you.
You're
Second
welcome.
off, congratulations to all the success of this podcast and just you honing in on this stuff. I want to give you your flowers right now. Do not cut this out. Please don't cut this out.
I'm not.
Yes, but I want to give you all the praises and the glory on everything that you're doing. This is very beautiful. So me being added to this is great. And just more continued success and anything that you need from me and MPN, I got you. So yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
But you can
you.
find me go to the websites. I like people to go to the websites first. So go to mralpete.com. That's MRALPETE.com. And then you go to MPN's website, mpn-llc.com. So when you go there, you go to the bottom, to the top, or whatever you want to feel like it. If you want to go to the socials, it'll take you to the socials. But if you want to follow me on the socials, it's Mr. Alpete, MRALPETE everywhere. And then MPN Management everywhere.
Yes. Don't, he's shy, y'all. Don't you got an event coming up?
I think I do. So Saturday, July 19th, 2025, on this good Lord day, we will have Fly Sauce and Teas 2025. So that's an annual summer event that I have where people come and they celebrate their victories. It started off as a birthday celebration, but I was like, let's cut that out because a lot of the community was coming. And I was
Yeah.
like, I want to celebrate the community and I want the community to celebrate themselves. So whatever win that you've made between 2024 and 2025, come celebrate with us. And all you gotta do is just wear a dope t-shirt, like a t-shirt with an like saying or a novelty t-shirt, whatnot, and wear some dope socks. And that's all you gotta wear. Some sneakers and some pants, for sure, of course.
It's gonna be hot.
But definitely come through and check it out. More ticket information, you can go to mpn-llc.com/fly socks and tees. TEES. So yeah, you go there. If you're in the Duval area, definitely come through and have a good time with us. It starts at 8 p.m. I'm DJing, my man Butter B DJing, and my man Nick Fresh DJing. So yeah. And shouts out to Throwback Jams ENT for being a great partner.
Nice. And just so you know, all of this information will be in the description box at the bottom of this episode. But again, Pete, thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate you being on the show with me.
Yeah.
And as y'all already know, you can follow me at Cinematic Nightmares Podcast on Instagram, Threads, and I might just go ahead and start a TikTok. We'll see. But make sure you also like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and click that little notification bell so you never, ever miss another nightmare. And until next time, boys and ghouls.